guys, this is WritingChick here, and today I am going to draw my life. So it's a couple years old, but I decided to do it because why not? I can do whatever I want on my channel, and I always seen YouTubers do it, so I decided to do it myself. So I was born and raised in El Paso, Texas, and yes, it's my version of Texas. I suck at drawing, but it's a very big city. It's the sixth largest city in Texas, and a lot of people don't know about it. But I was born in a hospital, which I don't remember, but I did have the same doctor for years. And there's my dad and my mom, who are very loving people and really like glasses. And they're just amazing people. And I have an older sister, Beth. And she's an amazing sister. She's my best friend. But when I was a baby, she kept telling everybody that I was her baby and no one else's. And I was born on April 5th, 1995, so I am 20 years old, and I got the lovely name of being called Amanda. As I started growing up, which I still talk to my parents about, well, joke around with them, because I was bald because I had very, very light hair, and it wouldn't come in, so I thought I was going to be a boy, like I should have been a boy. But as the years went on, my mom told me, you know what, you're going to have a thick full of hair, and you're going to wish you had your little hair back. And I was like, nah. And I loved my blonde hair, which I called yellow hair, and I loved it to death. And I just loved my curly hair, and I felt like I was Rapunzel. But as years went on, I decided that my passion for animals was really, really high, because I would always help the stray animals in our neighborhood, and I would just always help them. And they're just like, you know what, Amanda, you should be a vet. And I was like, yeah, I want to be a vet. And I really liked it. And I loved animals, although except for insects. Insects can just suck it. But I loved all types of animals. But then my mom told me as I got older, you have to put them down if they get sick or if they're older. And I couldn't do that. So vet was off the table. And I just didn't know what to do after that. Like, people ask me, what do you want to be when you grow up? So vet was off the table. But I didn't know if I wanted to be a lawyer, a teacher, a cop. I don't know. But as I started growing up, I just decided that maybe one day it'll just hit me. And then one day, I remember for Mother's Day out, was this little boy was picking on me because I brought my little deer to school and I had white spots, and he told me that it was a sheep. And I kept telling him, no, it's not. Like, we fought for, I believe, to be 30 minutes. I don't know, but he kept saying it was a deer. And then this little girl comes up and she's like, stop picking on her, leave her alone. And then after that, we just decided to be best friends, and we grew up together, and her name was Allie. And I didn't see her again until the second grade, and she was my best friend all the way up until freshman year of high school, and I wish her nothing but the best. But as I started growing up, girls just wanted to be girls. Like, they wanted ballet shoes, they wanted to be like Barbie, they wanted to be girly. And here I was wearing jeans and watching Harry Potter during that time, and I was like, I want Harry Potter stuff. Like, I want to be cool, I wanted to be a wizard, but apparently that's not what little girls do. And so I got picked on a lot for that, and they called me a weirdo, and they kept telling me that I should be a boy. And it made me sad, because I'm like, but I want this stuff. I want to be happy. If that makes me happy, then why can't I do that? So as fourth grade approached, my sister did join the basketball team because of her friends, and then she decided that maybe I should join the basketball team. I was kind of hesitant at first, but then I was like, okay, like, sure, I'll do anything my sister wants me to do. So I was like, okay, cool. I never played basketball before. I never did sports before. But as I started to keep playing, I went from fourth grade to freshman year, and I don't know, that game was just amazing for me, and I loved playing it every second. I have so many stories, which is on my sports stories video, but I just loved it. Like, basketball was my thing. I was the MVP. I was a starter. I was very good. Like, I wanted to be a basketball star one day, but when I changed schools, everything changed. Like, I couldn't play sports anymore, and it just broke my heart, because I just wanted to play. And then when sophomore year came, my school closed down, and that's why I stopped playing basketball. So I went to this new public school, And I didn't know what to expect, but I was very shy and I felt very, very out of place. Like I didn't know what to do. Like I didn't talk to anybody for a whole year. People talked to me, but I didn't really say anything. And as the year went on, I found myself being isolated from a lot of people because they had cliques already from school. Then my sister got a boyfriend. So I was just very out of place and I felt like I was very alone and I was sad all the time. And I did have boyfriends from time to time, but they weren't really serious, so I didn't really, no, no, I didn't really like anybody. But one year, my freshman year, before I changed schools, I did fall in love with someone over the internet. And very quickly, he was just there for me whenever I needed him. And we said we loved each other very often. And I did fall in love with him, and it was just an amazing experience. But then I think maybe 3 months into this relationship, even though it's not really one, he calls me up and he tells me that he hates me. And I didn't understand why. Like, he just broke my heart, and I was just very sad all the time. I did have crushes from time to time, but they just used me to get someone else jealous, and it still broke my heart. Like, I didn't know what I was gonna do. Like, will I ever find love? Like, is there such thing as being in love? So I kept telling myself that no one wants me, and it was just a very dark time for me. So I started cutting myself, and for 9 months straight, and it was just a very, very dark time that I don't really like talking about. But then one day, this very dreadful day, I decided to put the butcher knife up to my neck, and I was like, you know, I think I'm just gonna end my pain. I'm just gonna end it all. But then I don't know what happened. I decided that maybe I need help, so I decided to get help, and so I went to my dad's doctor because I was no longer a kid. So I went to my dad's doctor, and she told me, Amanda, I'm sorry to say, but you have depression. And of course, I've heard depression before, but I was just like, oh no, maybe I'm very, very crazy. So I just sat there for the longest time, and I was like, am I crazy? Am I going insane? Do I have to go to a crazy place now? But as time went on, as I started to take my medication and started to take therapy, I felt myself being happier and being surrounded by friends all the time. I was finally being myself. And then junior year happened, and as things were going great with me, I met this guy who had very long hair, whose nickname was Frog, and we fell in love very quickly, and he did eventually cut his hair, so I thank God for that. But we were just having a great time. But then on our 10-month, I believe, he decided to tell me that he liked someone else, and I knew who she was, and it really broke my heart, and I was in a dark place for the longest time. I cried for many days, and I decided to cut my hair short because it was super long, and I was like, you know what, I needed to change, but I still felt very sad and lonely, and I was hurt, and I was being picked on for voicing my opinion all the time. So I was like, I can't do this anymore. So I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know what to do. But as time went on, senior year came, and I had to get myself together because graduation was coming around the corner, and I still had no idea what I wanted to do. Like, I kept changing my mind every second. And I didn't know. Like, who knows at that age? I think we shouldn't. But I decided to major in English because I love writing, but then minor in pre-law and go to ACU, which is Abilene Christian University. And I got accepted early, which was amazing, but they really wanted a lot of money that I did not have, so that broke my heart and my dream because I really wanted to go there. But I decided to go to UTEP, which is my college in my town, and I decided to do English and film, but maybe I'll change over time. I don't know. Everything's different. And then one day, I decided to post it up on Facebook. Like, why can't I ever have a date? Like, why can't I be treated out like a lady? And then I get this one reply from this guy who I knew. His name was Raul. And he's just like, you know what? Let's go do something. Let's go out. So I was like, yeah, sure, why not? And I knew him from high school because we did musicals together and we had classes together. But he took me out and we fell in love and we said, I love you very, very quickly. And it was just an amazing time. But 9 months into our relationship, I think because of all the stuff we were going through, he decided to tell me we should break up. And it broke my heart, and I didn't know what to expect, and everything went downhill from there. And then some crazy shit happened that I really don't want to talk about or say in public because that's a very private matter. But crazy stuff went down, and I didn't know what to do for a while. I didn't know who I was going to be because I was with him. And my heart still wants him, but it's time to move on because he moved on, and all I want is happiness for me, myself, and him. And then YouTube happened. He introduced me to YouTube. He and his brother were doing videos, and he's just like, you should do it. And I was like, I don't have a voice. I have nothing to say. I'm not funny or anything. But I decided to do it because I always wanted to do it. So I posted up videos. I got like 12, 25, 65 views each time. And I was pretty amazed. But when my depression video about Robin Williams came up, everything changed. I got 1,000 views and I was so happy. I was excited. Like I posted up on Twitter that I was very excited. I still suck at this, like especially right now, as you can tell. But I love doing it. It's just what I want to do, and it's helping me decide my future. But honestly, I don't know what it holds for me. I really don't know. But all I know is that I am still struggling with depression, and I will for a very long time. But I'm getting better, and I'm just being happy and trying to be myself and trying to go for my dreams because that's all you have is dreams. And you know what? Even though life is a struggle and even though things change and people break your heart, I just want to be happy, and that's all I ever wanted to be, was happy. So I really thank you guys for watching this video, and I love you guys, and I hope that you watch my next video.